Good morning and welcome to Mom and Ed in the Morning for June the 26th, 2023. I'm Mom, and he,
And this is Ed.
Ed. Good morning, Ed. Long time no hear.
Yeah, absent without sleep or so.
And mine was absent because I needed sleep.
Yeah, it's that kind of. However, the one thing is, it's now 3 more days for the current meta event, sub-event to
Oh, goodness.
complete.
I hadn't even realized that. I know I have finished the event, but have I finished the event? Nope, wrong button, Mom. Let's see. I am at 14,000 on the dilithium in 4 hours, but the meta event, I'm at
Yep.
3,400 of 3,500, so 2 more days.
Exactly, same here. So there will be on this station, everything looks cool, and I will be fine with meta event completed.
Yes!
We had a little bit chaos during Easter holidays, if I recall
Oh, yeah.
correctly.
Yeah.
So we got a prolonged event number 2 that gave us lucky ones extra progress by just extra grind.
Yes.
Speaking of grind,
Grind.
yeah, we tell people if you have to do the same thing for 20 days in a row and the same TFO stuff again and again, the AFK capable TFO are quite nice, where you can
Yes.
play happily solo, disturb no one's peace.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, activate bullshit deflectors.
Okay.
I now have one mate has been blocked from game.
Why?
Penalty-wise.
Oh.
For a day with warning to get severe penalty if he repeats, for telling people in speed event how they do AFK properly. That is number one, of course. This contradicts communications that has happened before and has happened came from the community management here in Europe. We may recall the Mirror Invasion event.
Mm-hmm.
The very old stuff where you had to protect the Riemann starbase in the center of the action, and everyone either could and it could be played either by active shooting everyone and taking care for stuff, etc., keeping the base alive, and after a while, event completed. Then it came to more or less knowledge. Oops! When you do the first wave of those pesky Terrans, then you can actually relax and let the stuff happen and just wait for the time to be completed.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is fine. And communications from the developers, communications from community management was, as long as every teammate agrees,
Right,
no
absolutely.
trouble.
Right.
And as it should be. And now, years later, what happened? Yes, there have been some bots mass farming Elite Starbase 1 defense.
Yes.
AFA.
Yes. So they changed that.
And they fixed Starbase 1 Elite. And I will make a video to show you how to play Starbase 1 Elite semi-AFK. Because this is still possible, and apparently now they went to stupid attack mode, bashing everything where there is the label AFK. Of course, not without announcing anything.
Mm-hmm.
This kind of policy changes folks, if you change the rules, let people know.
Yeah.
That is kind of do not apply a law that is not known
Yeah.
to anybody.
It's
Or
super
maybe the
secret
GM
double
was
probation.
Yeah. So yes, this is something that needs
Yes.
some kind of care.
Yes.
Where really ask folks, pester the community manager on the next event where you find him in a convention and tell him, folks, this has been implemented. Folks, learn to communicate better or learn to train your people better. Because it might be also a GM that just has kind of a short circuit that happened somehow. Because the GMs are not flawless; they are just people.
The thing is, if you're going to do a 20-some day meta event, and none of these are particularly fast or easy, and you don't want people to AFK, just don't put in AFKable things. But don't penalize people for talking about AFK.
Cheerio! That is the other thing. Folks, if you don't people to play AFK, fix your TFOs.
Yeah.
That is kind of, what do you think? Oh, they stole my car. What was it? Oh, it was a Lamborghini. Oh, it has this countermeasure, this self-protection system. Oh no, I just left the key, left the doors open with key plugged. Because nobody will dare to steal my car corpses.
Yep, that's exactly it. I was just watching a video of a guy whose car was broken into and somebody stole his laptop from the front seat. So he put in a trap, to spray the guy with something when he broke in again. And they thought, that's just not very nice of me. So instead he put inside his car something that basically said, don't do this again, I have your picture. And he left the door unlocked intentionally. And of course, the guy went in, realized that it was a trap, and stole the whole car.
I would say deserved.
Yeah. But if you're going to put it in missions and TFOs that are AFKable, then complain that people AFK them, well, don't make them AFKable.
Including before us players, and I have been one of those, have complained about the pure time gates. Because a time-gated TFO says no reward for performant players.
Yeah.
It takes the same time for everyone. And this is kind of the wrong message, kind of, no kid is left behind. It's like, you don't grade, it's kind of, you sample. You have an English course. Write an essay about so and so, and everybody gets at least a C for nice writing.
Participation awards is what we call them.
Participation awards. This kind of I have seen this, or when it starts off, yes, we have kind of race, and every attendant gets a trophy for attending. What? So and step one is, of course, do not make. Yes, it's probably easier to program a time gate rather than to observing battle progress properly. Yes, but then this is a developer-made problem, and no problem that in any way should be create something that is tracked back to a player-side problem.
Yeah, don't penalize the players because there is a developer issue.
has been a long time.
So-
But I just recall the last year when this kind of finally is Cryptic stop axing talented people. That has this is a thing that must be said. That is really cost cutting has reached the community management when the when there is no more no more Neverwinter community manager.
Well, yeah, they
Kyle
are.
does all of it.
Yep. So obviously, cost cutting is going on there.
Yeah, but that is something. Yes, if you want to ruin a company, don't try how far you can lose quality, because when the signs arrive, that will be nothing that you observe slowly. Expect a sudden singularity type event where the people go away. The dinos have not got extinct from 100 years of permanent rain. They got extinct due an asteroid hitting the Earth. And that asteroid will hit you. You will not have much time to change course when that kind of event will hit you, and the player says, "Okay, we are fed up. We stop up playing this stuff as it's no more fun."
Well, yeah, absolutely. I will say, I'm bored of the constant events. I'd rather get back to playing the game. I haven't played a mission in 2 months now, because I just do the events, and by the time I'm done with the events and the endeavors, I've got no energy left to play the game.
This is more or less these days. I actually during the last 2 weeks I have limited my playtime actually just to complete the meta events, and then now have an evening playing with friends. But it's getting boring as you simply there is no more. It does not feel entertaining any longer. There is so much fun. You cannot imagine how many sitcoms aired long since I have been watching rather than playing Star Trek. Because Modern Family is much more fun and pleasure than playing Star Trek Online, my favorite hobby game.
Well, with respect, I know some of the things they're doing with these longer episodes and more names in them is great, but could we maybe get back to having some shorter story episodes? I mean, you go back and you look at some of the earlier ones, they're relatively short. The new ones are all, at least the first time through, about an hour. And that's too long, and then when I'm done playing it, I basically check it off the list. I don't need to play that again, because that's a lot of time to waste on a story that's not particularly interesting. Even you go back to Quark's Lucky 7, but the whole Gamma Quadrant. Was it Gamma Quadrant?
The Gamma Quadrant was faster.
It was faster,
the
yeah.
Gamma Quadrant had Gamma Quadrant was the last big story arc that was published, and of course then the highly active players played the complete Gamma Quadrant during some days.
Yeah.
So playing 7 missions in a row, and after that, but now we would like to play more. But currently what we have is 3 or 4 episodes a year. So, and yes, lengthy episodes and much decoration and stuff. And I can tell you, if you have an episode where some player definitely disliked, people have thoroughly disliked playing the Inquisitor because they have created all their nice and snazzy equipment, have a cool captain, and they are limited now to essentially cadet level skill Inquisitor with 3 abilities. and no choice of doing anything. Just so it's kind of I put you in this straitjacket, and now walk along.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that can be, and that has been done again and again in the story arc, and no alternatives, and it's. Yes, you do not need to match everybody's taste, but currently it's just give us content that is content and not just another ship. Because starships are not content. Essentially, they are your drive. You ride to the park and do your stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And doing your stuff is the content and not riding to the park. It's starships, yes, looking nice and stuff and snazzy, all cool, but starships are not content.
And that's really true. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I'm not a big starship aesthetic person. Give me a ship that's functional that I can equip to do the mission, because I want to do the mission. I want to do the TFO. I want to do the patrol. As long as my ship gets me there and does a great job.
Yeah. Okay, Helen the Nation, I can spend hours at the normal tailor to make a captain and crew looking cool and the like. Yes, but this is that kind of hobby I can have within the hobby, where I can create of my own content by looking cool, looking strange, or whatever. And so it's my the role-playing child in me that gets satisfied. But a starship cannot satisfy role-playing. It's just
Yeah. Okay, so Mr. Dave says, well, the while thing with Bright Eyes, I think the whole thing with Bright Eyes really just confused me. I get the reference. It goes back to the animated series, I think, but I don't care. It wasn't interesting. I love Kumarki, and this was a boring Kumarki episode. I want interesting episodes. I want things that are challenging in game, but I really want a good story. I want a good story so I can use my ground gear. I want a good story so I can use my space gear. So just looking here really quick on the episodes. There's a few episodes in there I will play a lot. Obviously all of Gamma Quadrant I will play. Most of New Frontiers I like too. It's fun. Future Proof has got at least 3 good ones that I enjoy playing. Yesterday's War has got a couple that I enjoy playing because the story's good. Like Survivor's a fun one to play. It's a little long, but it keeps it going the whole time. Even in Iconian War, not my favorite, but there's 2 or 3 in there that I enjoy playing. Delta Quadrant, Delta Quadrant, not something I'd go after too often. And obviously, I like New Romulus, but, give us some more stories. Something engaging for content. Make me want to come back to this. And writing these big episodes just isn't exciting anymore. There are some that are really fun. The Delta Arc had some really good stories, though. No, it did not. And there was nothing in Delta Arc, in my opinion, that was good stories. I just wanted to shoot Neelix more.
Delta Arc is currently one thing. There is an in my player world a reasonable time reward ratio, so to say, because I now have do ground as I do ground play now. That means I can run the complete Kobali ground adventure in less than Tribble's buff's time.
Pretty much.
So to say. Record was 37 minutes for the whole Kobali ground.
Yeah.
But that was I had a captain on steroids. Actually, yes. But that was something. Even now, I say okay. Now he reasonably equipped, and stuff is taking less than an hour, and I have done the complete stuff and get 3 elite marks, plenty basic reputation marks, plus 2 upgrade booster, 1 for rarity, 1 for leveling items, and I know how to make most use of them for my for my tunes.
Absolutely.
So it is something I take. Okay, this is my my once per character loot mission. Go for the loot and shoot as many snakes as possible. Maybe you synchronize that with the kill 60 Vatwa on ground, adding extra prize, extra trophies.
Mr. Dave says I'm still in bed with my dog watching the stream from my phone. I'm totally jealous there.
Okay. Speaking of watching, I just had a look into my endeavors, and today it's more or less something that can be done probably in just a conduit advanced, and then I'm done with 3 endeavors.
Jeez. Well, I could do the conduit advanced also because that would kill 1, but I have destroyed Terran ships, which to my mind means I'll just wait for the event, which rolls around in a couple hours here, and do it for Jupiter, excuse me.
Yeah.
And I haven't even looked at the other one. Let's see what's going on these guys over here. These guys have Undine ships, repair shields in space, and Polaron damage in space. So I could join in for just some spacey damage a little bit later.
Mm-hmm. If Federation, I will do. I have phaser damage that calls for my Federation captain here.
Okay, just let me know which one. Mr. Dave says, Mom, what do you think about this cancellation of Prodigy? Are they funneling funds for the new Legacy series? That would be a really good assessment. Obviously, Paramount has limited funds compared to what they had 5 years ago. I think it's one reason we saw the cancellation of the conventions this year, the official conventions. And Prodigy may be interesting, but I don't think it was racking up the numbers they intended. And, Picard actually did quite well, so I think they're going to probably try and put their money on getting behind that flow right now.
Something that is really confusing is actually removing when a movie company removes its own production from its own streaming service.
Mm-hmm.
That is Prodigy Season 1 has been removed from the stream program.
Mm-hmm.
It has been completely withdrawn. Where I ask why that is kind of money printing for free.
Yes, but there's other things that might be involved there, and I don't know of that. But exactly, Mar Hockman had the same thing. The suggestion seems to be there's a license issue. That happens, and until that gets resolved, they've got to yank it.
Paramount. Okay, if you want to sell it a temporary license to another streaming service, that is also folks, please decide your business model.
Well, I don't think they want to sell it to another service. I think there's an internal issue. If you go back to when the Star Trek reboot movies came out, and they had the 30% different issue, that's because when Paramount and CBS restructured, the rights were not kept with one company. They were divided up, and therefore this could be something similar to that, where the rights got divided up wrong, and now there's a legal issue. So they're just going to be sitting there waiting to see what's going on, and it happens.
But there has been kind of a merger.
That doesn't change the licensing being distributed differently. And Mr. Dave says, isn't there a writer's strike going on? Yes, there is a writer's strike going on, but that wouldn't stop them from rebroadcasting previously written materials. But if there was some issue with the original license structure...
I may... it's kind of currently Paramount is repeating the Disney maneuver. Disney has cancelled a bunch of series as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, Disney's losing money. Unfortunately, I have stock in Disney, and I look at the numbers, and it's just... Whew. Okay, so Mark Hawkman says, one thing we know about Season 2 of Prodigy is they made Season 2, and now they can't show it for some reason, and they're pulling Season 1. He says, red alert, but no, that really smacks to me. There's a legal issue underlying everything, and they do not want to continue to broadcast it until it's resolved, or they could have been forced to stop broadcasting it until the legal issue is resolved.
Blame it to management anyways.
Yeah, absolutely, that is management, and that's a legal issue too. Mr. Dave says, I hope they don't cancel Lower Decks. Same here, I love Lower Decks. As long as they keep Lower Decks away from being a platform, then it should go on. I think Strange New World is okay so far. It hasn't seemed to be affected by the bad press the other shows received by some. Yeah, Strange New Worlds is actually getting some seriously nice press. I haven't watched it yet.
Strange New World currently, for me, Strange New World is something of not for me at the moment. For number one, I would have to subscribe Paramount streaming service, not available on other streaming services, and then I binge watched the first season with a free trial week, and cancelled the cancelled before it cost money for reasons.
Let's see. Mr. Dave says, I'm not sad to see Discovery go away, but that's just me. I'm not a Discovery fan. And Mark Hawkman says, excuse me one second. Well, I heard Strange New World Season 2 is kind of boring, but otherwise okay. Don't know yet. The last 2 weeks, Wednesdays have been either traveling to Chicago and getting home crazy late, or I've had family in town, so just haven't bothered. So if maybe this week I'll try and catch up, but I'm still kind of catching up on sleep and other personal stuff at the moment. Dante says, I look at them as all Kelvin timeline shows, and that makes them tolerable to me. I just don't like Discovery. It's not good Trek. If they had labeled it just as Discovery and, made it peripherally related to Star Trek, I might have tolerated it more, but it's just breaks canon all over the place. And you add to that, it wasn't good writing. The main character wasn't interesting, so I stopped wanting to do it.
Yeah, and as Kelvin Timeline definitely did the smart story breaking by actually introducing a separate timeline, explicitly making the stuff so the changes make sense. As they don't break anything because the other stuff is happening in the other timeline. Plus, I liked what I got there, and I would have enjoyed more reboot movies thoroughly. I really would have had. That is kind of Carl Urban as Dr. McCoy, Zachary Quinto, awesome Spock, Zoe Saldana as
She as Uhura is fine. The love relationship with her and Spock was just ugh. It was so forced, and them shoving her into what should have been McCoy's role was kind of I mean,
okay. But then of course, Hot Rod Captain Kirk.
Meh.
That was getting into trouble with Spock though. It has its stuff. Plus an awesome Simon Pegg.
Oh, yeah, Simon Pegg.
His companion as Scott.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Scotty
I
Moore.
love Simon Pegg though.
Yeah, go away from that. Don't climb there.
Okay, we do have to interrupt for a comment from Satalia. There was a study recently comparing various breakfast foods. Apparently, sausages are the worst.
Yes, indeed.
And on that topic, I found a German cafe on the other side of town.
On the other side, I may inform Satalia, comments on Camembert, Brie, and Gorgonzola are always cheesy.
Aww.
Yeah, that strikes back.
Yes, yes. So as I said, I found a German cafe, and they have real German sausages and real German pastries. And even though it's almost a half an hour drive from here, and it's one of the reasons I'm itching like crazy, it was worth it. I'm itching like crazy because I took the dogs over to the woods there, and I thought it was going to be like a 20-minute hike. 2.5 hours later, I finally found the exit covered in bug bites. And the dogs are like, yeah, that's good. We can do this again. I'm like, nope. Not until I get some bug spray.
Yeah.
Bockhorst? I don't know Bockhorst.
Looking into... I have to look into stream, yes. I just... Of course, I missed entering our stream course. That is always not part... Hop into the stream.
I need to do that
really
too.
Do that on the back to habit.
Yeah, I gotta reset all my habits.
The Bockwurst is kind of a hot dog, but I would not deny or confirm I have actually tested a real hot dog. After that, I could tell you, because those brute sausages with there are a variety of those things. That is, we have at least 2 varieties of Frankfurters, plus the Wieners, plus a whole bunch of everything else. So I need a complete taste and the taste and bite comparison before I could confirm or deny.
Hey, I just realized something. Since Italia said, does Rise begin next week? It begins Wednesday. It's marked as being June 28th to July 28th. So, it starts Wednesday. I'm so glad you said that. Otherwise, I've been like, no, I can ignore this. Oh, I should go and sell all of my favors. Wonder what favors are going for right now. Or maybe I should wait for the first day and then go sell all my favors. I have 40,000 favors. Roughly. Could make some money. Let's see. Okay, so Bockwurst sounds delicious. I did not see that there. Day 1. Let's see what favors are going. Oops, sorry, wrong way. Let's go this way.
Yeah. The Bockwurst is something served with bun and mustard.
Everything's served with bun and mustard. Okay, individuals are going for starting at 25,000. And let's look at it. Only 10 million. Oh, sorry, that's for 500. 21 million. It's not that high. I will wait to see what happens on Wednesday, but oh man, I should call in sick Wednesday. I don't get to go be there all the time. Well, at least I've got a 4-day weekend coming up, and I was going to work and do stuff, but no, I must play my beloved Ryza.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, Titan Shrimp ready at Space Service to do spacey damage. At least and a conduit would be nice. Maybe chip in another one after that, but
No, Mr. Dave says, when does the event campaign end? I'm at 3,100 of 3,500. You'll make it. You won't make it with this particular event, I don't think. Let's see what the time is here. It's got 3 days left here, so you won't make it this time, Mr. Dave. But there's more events coming up. It's not the end of it.
More events?
Yeah, you got plenty of time.
Yeah, we are currently at event number 3 of them. And each event, if played daily, gets you 1,100 progress. Just playing it daily.
Yeah. How many points do you get per event? Or
1,100 per event.
if you do it all?
If you do it, or if you do all days, yes. Easter, we had this prolongation due to some server wiki issues, and then they had added extra days for those where the just prolonging would not caught up for days. They could. It's kind of when you prolong, and you can play the prolongation due to you have other things to do rather than playing. So they gave a little bit extra. That's why I get ready with the complete meta event this Wednesday, because I played daily and did not do a 20 hours cycle madness.
Well, I did the 20 hours for a lot of it, but when Craig was sick, I didn't do a lot. And this time around, I've been on the 20 hour, which allowed me to miss a day because of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if you do a buyout, that's cheating. So there's 2 more portions to the meta event coming up. Mr. Dave, you've got plenty of time to get it done.
Yeah.
Just not for this particular cycle. Again, Mr. Dave's in the same boat I am. Real life happened. Hey, if you didn't see the message on the fleet message, Mr. Dave could use a hand. If you've got the ability to help him out, and we posted his GoFundMe, and that's for a worthy cause. Let's see, Dante said, I did a buyout because I had to attend a wedding and it put me behind. It was her 3rd wedding. Pfft. Yeah. No, I love a lot of people in my life, and a lot of times they're into multiple weddings. And unless it's going to be a really good party, I don't go to the extras. Weeboo?
Weeboo.
And I'm still waiting for the people at Ford Motor Credit to get me the title to my husband's car, because I want to sell it. I could really use that money. Now, hey, Musin, I'm going to tell you, being married's fine. Yeah. Oh, you were in it. Well, hold it. As long as you weren't the groomsman. Let's see, what do I need? I need 10 Borg ships, so once we're done with the first bit, I'm going to go play maintenance in the center. Yeah, way before my husband got as sick as he is now, he did the, if I die, would you ever get remarried? Heck no! I've learned my lesson. He was not amused by that. And we must have made an impression on our son, because he's like, nope, I'm good, I've got a roommate, I do not need to get married ever, thank you very much. I mean, there are reasons to get married. And there are people who are truly and wonderfully in love, and I was for a long time, but we got nanite probes? Yes, we do. I'm on my way back there.
Yeah, and we have someone not leaving. That has the Klingon has not left the spawning point yet.
But they're firing.
Now he.
Oh, maybe he's like me and gets a business call right at the wrong moment.
Okay, that may have happened.
The probe is closing in on the trench. Destroy it.
Out of curiosity, Mr. Dave, which church?
The probe is closing in on the trench. Destroy it.
Oh, okay. I ask because my sister was a minister in the Church of Christ. And I don't remember her saying anything about they needed to be married, but she was married and her kids were adults when she finally joined the ministry. And most of the ministers that we met at her ordination were married, so maybe it is a requirement or strongly suggested. I don't know.
Okay, 2 of 3 endeavors done, just need one more destructible torpedo.
Okie dokie. What would you like to do for that one, since we're still teamed?
I can have fun everywhere.
Well, we have to find a
pretty
place.
sure an Azure Nebula would do, but that's not much fun for many people.
I'm still happy to do it, or at least I can queue it up and see if it pops.
Then, of course, there may be torpedoes in the good old Hive Onslaught.
I'm happy to do a Hive Onslaught. Let's queue that one up. Let's see what happens with this one. There we go, Hive Onslaught is queued. Let's see, Mucin says he should get married for the tax benefit. There isn't a tax benefit in the States for getting married. Wee-woo? Wee-woo, Ed?
Ding, 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 indeed.
Okay. There's actually a tax penalty for a lot of people getting married. There's some benefits to it. Modern corporatist ideas of marriage really kind of ruin it. I'm not sure what you mean by corporatist ideas of marriage. That would be a good discussion to have. Are you talking marriage or are you talking weddings? I used to be in the wedding business for a couple of years. It was interesting. It's not something I want to do again, but it was interesting. These days, though, or at least pre-COVID, it was insane. Oh, we're going to spend $50,000 on our wedding. And I'm like, you could put a down payment, a good down payment, on a nice house for that amount of money. And my dad was so frustrated with the whole concept of weddings in general, even though we had a pretty simple one. He's like, how about if I just give you the money and you go buy a house? And in retrospect, that would have been a better decision. You know, have a quiet, small wedding. He just didn't want to get dressed in a tux, was the basic reason he didn't want a wedding. For us.
Yeah,
I totally get that. So we told him, just wear your favorite suits. You've got nice suits. Some you like to wear. And go sport coat and pants. Yep, fine. Yeah, whatever you want. It doesn't matter what you wear. My brother showed up thinking he'd be really funny wearing a dirty t-shirt and jeans. It's just like, oh, you showed up for my wedding. You're so nice. And he's like, well, that wasn't the reaction I wanted.
one with us.
Rules and regulations about being married. Okay, you got me on that one. I don't know of those. Yeah, there's an interesting legal aspect to it. Most of which doesn't kick in until you decide you don't want to be married anymore. Thank you very much. So I will admit to watching or listening to these things I like to call micro soaps that are on YouTube. And they are text stories, like two people are texting each other. And most often it's about infidelity and marriages breaking up. And it's basically, we both signed the paper, take it to the courthouse, and we're now divorced. And I'm thinking, this is definitely not America. It is not that easy here. Even if you want to get divorced, it's not that easy.
Your efforts are futile.
Surprisingly, in Germany either.
That
Even
doesn't
if
surprise me.
both parties agree.
Yeah, some states have a legal separation period for you to think about it, which is slowly getting legislated away to, okay, fine. But you generally still have to have a lawyer to figure out who gets what, and you both agree to it, so it has the weight of law behind it. But at least they're finally getting away from the man has to support the woman for however many years. Like we can't support ourselves, thank you very much.
This kind of depends. That man supports woman is yes, she it's housewife raising children, and that and not able to have an income of her own. So it that is it should be regulated on how they lead their life.
Yeah, exactly. So here in the States, a lot of this, when they're doing separation and who gets the kids and who gets the money and things like that, goes back to what's called, I think it's called the Duluth Protocol or the Duluth Policy, which basically establishes that women get the kids and the men have to pay for it, which is grossly unfair. But at one time, that was very common for women to not work outside the house and raise the kids, and that was their job. And because that was established as their career, separating from their husbands meant the husbands had to pay for that. That is changing, because originally, you go back to the late 1800s, early 1900s, more often than not, the husbands got the kids because they had the income. So if a couple separated, the husband would have the children and be responsible for them, and the wife no longer had access to the kids, wasn't responsible for them, and could go off to find another husband or get a job or what have you. And it's slowly now moving to somewhere in the middle of you figure it out and you make an agreement.
Yeah, but access to kids sounds so wrong
Well,
by concept.
but that's
Of course, mommy see daddy at least at the weekends or vice versa.
like, yeah, but people separate and they move away and things do change. By the way, folks, I did put some more projects on the dipshit, so if you need to burn up some marks, there should be... Oh, it looks like somebody's touched that. Well, good for them. I've been trying to keep projects a little bit more loaded. But yeah, more often than not, women will divorce their husbands and keep the kids because then the husbands have to pay child support, which I think sucks. Get a job. Both of you get jobs. Take care of your kids that way. Both of you pay equally into the kids. Both of you take responsibility for your kids. So where are we? I've got 10 minutes left, Ed. What have you got a taste for?
Yes.
Yes. Well...
Maybe saving the Kang.
Okay,
Doing a Borg triplet, kind of.
give me one sec here. Let me switch over to my other account, if you wouldn't mind. And I will grab... Because I have 500,000 on Polaron. Let's see who's got the Polaron, though. I think it's Speed Demon. See if she's got enough to do 500,000 damage on the Kong. Because that's not a lot of damage you accrue. She might be able to. Still Federation?
It would stay with Tyke and Shrimp. And,
Okay.
And,
Just give me a second here, and I will switch over and re-invite you on Tyke and Shrimp. Nope, that's not the screen I wanted. I want this screen. Thank you. Let's see if that pops up here. There we go. Alrighty. And Saving Kong is...
Cure found.
Cure found. Thank you. Why don't they just rename them Saving the Kong? There we go.
Yeah, but that's what you essentially do.
Oh yeah, it is. No question about that. Hopefully this will pop relatively quickly. It's certainly a fast enough mission.
Yeah, and it's one of those when Fanny and I were playing together happily, and that was a nice time. When we grew our captains.
Weeboo?
Weeboo.
Are we sure we really need to prevent the Borg from upgrading the Klingons? That's a good question. Why don't I sort those out really quick there? Oh, there you are. Little did I know you'd be in here. Sitting at the bank along with me. There we go.
Yeah.
The expendable red shirts. I love fleet names. Get everything? Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I won't get enough damage, but good enough for this. I'll finish this up later. I'm at only 334. And considering how fast we take out this last carrier.
From this time forward, your culture will adapt to those powers.
Well, I made it to 414. That's pretty good. Not bad. And great timing on my part, since it'll give me time to go walk the schmoogie boogers here before I have to go off to work. Do an exciting day of work. I mean, I do love my job. It's fun, it's interesting, but somebody was saying recently they're good for about 3 years at a job and then it's time to need a change. And I kind of get that, but I'm also at that point where I begin to wonder, perhaps retirement or doing something else for the rest of my life isn't a horrible thought. It gets a little same old. Maybe that's the thing with Star Trek Online. We need to get a little bit of a reboot to Star Trek Online. We need to get some fresh stories and some fresh content in here, more than a few stories a year in so many events. I'm tired of events. And I always wonder, are the toys worth it? Usually not, because I might open them. But more often than not, I never do.
Join a traveling circus and run away.
I have to take the dogs with. I can't see them doing that well. Mr. Dave says, I'm celebrating my 20th year at my job on the 30th. I'm ready for a new job. Yes. Yes, folks, Mr. Dave's, I think, resume is out there someplace.
Yeah,
Okay, that's really well phrased, Mar Hawkman. I'm not tired of events. I'm just bored of not having something else to do.
what I can tell you, in my job as a programmer, that is a cool job where you have to reinvent your skill set every other year or so.
Yeah, to me that would be excellent.
And plus, I was actually in the lucky position, whereas, this is the hot new stuff. Cool. We introduced something similar, tailor-cut to our needs a year ago, and you now tell me that is the coolest hot new stuff. That is when Ajax came into web development.
Yeah, it's actually why I plan to go back to college starting in about 2 months now, August 23rd. I'm looking at going back and working on a degree and, doing some stuff like that. It's expensive, though. A new bachelor's degree is $60,000, so I'm hoping they're going to accept some of my credits from my other degree. But otherwise, that takes it down from being a 2-year thing to being a 6-year thing, because I'm not going to drop that kind of money.
Or you may kind of inventing interesting civil lawsuits, like he was walking the sidewalk with hitting every when you have these tiles on walkways, not just the tartan. It's just where you have plates to step on tiles to step on, and he hit the yes, thank you so much. Or suing people for wearing loud shirts.
Oh, are you really, Mr. Dave? That is the field to be in. Sure, absolutely. All right, I need to go walk the doggos. I need to get to work. I need to go live my exciting life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Indeed.
All right.
Or you start authoring books like How to Insult Your Neighbors Properly.
I like my neighbors. Alrighty, I'm gonna head out of here. So Ed, you're on.
So, Number one, recover from the Monday morning hangover.
Mm-hmm.
Second thing, get well through the rest of the week. Get ready for a week, and yes, don't let the grind take you down. It's just 3 more weeks in this meta event, and then you will have a break of almost 1 week. 1 week actually. And of course, yes, indeed, pilfering Wolfred, the sentence I borrowed from Wolfcat. Stay awesome.